G Perms is basically whenever there is a set of two corners with the same color on one side, which we call headlights, and if you cover this part which holds the headlights, there should be a 2x1 block somewhere else on the cube. For example, it could be in the front like this, it could be in the side like this, it could even be on the side but closer to the back like this, or lastly, it could also be all the way at the back like so. One thing to note is that this is not a G Perm, as although it does have headlights and a 2x1 bar, if you cover up the headlights, this is actually part of the headlights, so there is no 2x1 block somewhere else around the cube. This is actually an R Perm, which is a completely different PLL. So this is the GA Perm. You'll know you have a GA Perm when if you hold the headlights on the left, the bar will be in the front. So how I like to do this algorithm is by holding it from the front like so, re-gripping my hand, doing R2, U with my thumb, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime. Now I'll do a R2, U prime and D at the same time, R prime, U, R, D prime. So once again, re-grip, R2, U with my thumb, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R2, U prime and D at the same time, R prime, U, R, D prime. So for this algorithm, the AUF is basically wherever these two corners are, where the headlights are. So as you can see, the headlights are blue, and in order to solve the headlights, which are these two corners here, I would have to do a U move, like so. So after I do the algorithm, all I have to do is a U move. This works for all AUF. For example, if these two colors are opposite, you'll know you have to do a U2 in order to solve the corners. So after you do the algorithm, you just have to do a U2. So now I'm going to take a look at how you finger trick your AUF. So in this case, it needs a U to solve. So I'll just do the algorithm first. And now from this position, it may seem hard to do a U. So what I like to do is use my thumb and I just drag across like so. Once again, use my thumb and drag across like so. And if it needs to do a U prime instead of a U, after I do the algorithm, I can just do a U prime as my finger is already in the right position. Next up, we have the GB permutation. You can recognize this as when there are headlights on the left, the bar will be on the side but more towards the back. I like to hold it from this angle and do R prime, U prime, rotate, F, R2, wide U, R prime, U, R, U prime, R, wide U prime, and then R2. And although that may seem a little bit hard to finger trick, I found it much easier to execute than the RUD gen ones. So how I would finger trick it is to do R prime, U prime and the rotation seamlessly, F, R2, wide U, R prime, U, R, U prime, R, wide U prime, and then R2. Now you could also hold it from this angle such that this block is in the front, and instead of doing R prime, U, F, like so, you could just do F prime, U, F. But I find that this isn't as finger trick friendly as doing it with rotation. And let me tell you why. Because after you do the R prime, the U prime and the rotation flow together really seamlessly, and your finger is already in the position to do an F. So this rotation is pretty seamless, and I think it's much better than doing the RUD one or just starting off with F moves. Now let's take a look at the AUF. When doing this, the AUF is wherever this block is, not the headlights, but the block. So as you can see, in this case, the block needs to do a U. So after you do the algorithm, you just have to do a U. So now I'm going to take a look at how you finger trick your AUF. So let's say you need a U to solve the block. After you do the algorithm, all you have to do is to drag like so to do the AUF. Next up, we have the GC permutation. This is when if you hold the headlights on the left, the block is all the way at the back here. So what I actually do is hold the block in the front and I do the R, U, and F algorithm. So it goes like this. I first regrip, R2, F2 double flick with index then middle finger, R, U2, R, U2 with my left hand, R prime, F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2. So when doing this algorithm, I highly recommend you know U2 double flicks. If you are interested in learning various other intermediate to advanced finger tricks, then feel free to check out my Fingertricks tutorial. I will link it in the description below. So once again, our first V grip, R2, F2 double flick, R, U2 double flick, R, U2 double flick with my left hand, R prime, F, sexy move, R prime, F, R2. So now, taking a look at the AUF, just like the G Perm, this AUF follows the block, not the headlights. So as you can see, the red needs to do a U to be solved. So after I do the algorithm, all I have to do is a U to solve the cube. So now I'm going to take a look at how you finger trick your AUF. Now, in the case that it has to do a U2 to be solved, do the algorithm as per normal again. And just like always, do a U2. But in this case, it should be slightly easier as your index and middle finger are both already in position. Lastly, we have the G Perm. This is when, if the headlight's on the left, the block is on the side. But unlike the G Perm, instead of it being closer to the back, it's closer to the front. So I'll hold it from this angle such that the headlights are on the left, and I do the RUD algorithm, which goes like this. RU, R prime, U prime, D. R2, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U, R prime, U, R2, D prime. So how I would finger trick it would be something like this. Start off with a V grip, R, U, R prime, U and D at the same time, like so. R2, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U, R prime. And for the next U, I do a drag, R2, and then I'll just push with my ring finger for the D prime. For this AUF, it follows the exact same rules as the G Perm. Follow where the headlights are. If the headlights are solved, then there will be no AUF. But if the headlights are not solved, let's say in this case it requires a U to solve, after you do the algorithm, you just do a U. So as you can see, in this case, it needs a U to be solved. So after you do the algorithm, we can do a U with our index finger like so. So hopefully you guys learned something new from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.